Welcome back to our channel, guys. And today's topic is about waste management. Well, since waste, reducing waste is one of the essential of green architecture, so we will talk and discuss about how to manage waste today. So waste management is all those activities and action required to manage waste from its inception to its final disposal. This includes, amongst other things, collection, transport, treatment, and disposal of waste together with monitoring and regulation. It is also encompasses the legal and regulatory framework relates to the waste management, encompassing guidance on recycling, etc. Waste management shall mean the collection, transport, recovery, and disposal of waste, including the supervision of such operation and aftercare of the disposal site. So meaning there must be aftercare after disposing the solid waste. However, the newer concept of waste management talk about reduce, reuse, and recycle of waste over and above waste disposal. So on the top is the traditional disposal of waste, but right here in the bottom is a very scientific way of reducing, recycling, and reuse of our waste. And what are the effects of waste? Environmental effects. There will be surface water contamination, both in fresh water and in the seawater. Groundwater contamination, soil contamination, air contamination. The economic effects of waste. There will be municipal well-being and recycling revenue. The 3 R's of recycle. Make that the 3 R's of waste recycling. Okay, so here we go. Saves limited natural resources. Prevents greenhouse gas emission and water pollutants. Saves energy. Provides raw materials for industry and creates jobs. Saves landfill space. So how are we gonna do with this without using too much of the landfill space? By the way of reducing, I think. So how are we gonna reduce our waste? So we're gonna use the 3 R's of waste reduction. Okay, let's continue. Here are the 3 R's of the reuse of waste. Okay, so here we go. Reuse envelopes, reuse single-sided paper for scratch paper, reuse foam, peanuts, and other packaging material, use manufactured surplus office equipment, use rechargeable batteries, use rechargeable fax and printer cartridges, compost grass, clippings, and food waste, donate toys and other items to charity, not to throw it down into the trash box. The waste hierarchy chart. On top is the most favored option, and in the bottom is least favored option. On top is prevention, minimization, reuse in the middle, and recycling, and energy recovery and disposal. That's the hierarchy chart of waste management. Now let's go to the sources of waste. Why do we have solid waste in our neighborhood and environment? First, it comes from households, and second, from industries. Also, another sources of waste is from agriculture and fisheries. Here's the chart of sources of waste. 5.2% from wood, 5.9% glass, 10.4% food waste, 9.4 plastics, 7.7 metals, and 13% yard waste. And the most biggest waste of them all is the paperboard. Okay, so we must reuse or recycle these materials that we can still recycle in order to reduce the waste disposal. So here we go with how to dispose our waste, the solid waste. We will segregate. There are 4 trash boxes must be in our houses or in office. First trash box is for paper and for glass. Second, third is for plastic, and fourth is for metal. So both of this solid waste here can be recycled, of course. And what is landfill, by the way? The most traditional way of disposing solid waste is through landfill. Okay? The Philippines today is still using this traditional old method, the landfill. That's why there is an issue about health in the environment because of this improper way of disposing waste, solid waste, into our open cut landfill. Disposed waste compacted and covered with soil. Gases generated by decomposing waste materials are often burnt to generate power. It is generally used for domestic waste. Well, in the first-class countries, they can generate energy out from this decomposing solid waste, because waste, of course, will release methane, and methane can be converted into energy. But right here in the Philippines, yes, we have those technology, but the problem is the budget. Okay, but where is the budget? The budget goes down directly into the pocket and the wallet of those crocodiles in the government. The advantages of waste disposal of the traditional landfill method. The advantages is site is a cheap waste disposal option for the local council. Of course, there will be job created for those basureros or collectors of the waste. Lots of different types of waste can be disposed by landfill in comparison to other waste disposal. The gases given off by the landfill site could be collected, used for generating power. But however, there is disadvantages of this landfill thing. The site will look ugly while it is being used for landfill. Of course, flies, mosquitoes, and other insects will come there, okay, for their own food. Disadvantages: dangerous gases are given off from the landfill sites that could cause local air pollution, that's right, and bad smell, of course. Number 3, local streams could become polluted with toxins seeping to the ground. Once the site has been filled, it might not be able to be used for development, as it might be too polluted. Those are the disadvantages of landfill. So here are a chart to look at, guys. The land required for disposal and emission of methane from landfill. Incineration method. This is the second method of reducing this time the garbage or the collected solid waste will be reduced into ashes. So incineration is a waste treatment process that involves combustion of the solid waste at a very high temperature, that's 1000 degrees centigrade. Here in the Philippines, we cannot afford for these things for the main reason, of course, the government, we have the money, but the problem is where the money goes. Okay, that's a problem. That's why we cannot have these incineration plants right in the Philippines. So we're still clinging on the old method of throwing and collecting those solid waste and throwing it into the open cut landfill. Waste materials are converted into ash, flue gas, and heat. The ash is mostly formed by the inorganic constituents of the waste and gases due to organic waste. The heat generated by incineration is used to generate electric power. Yup. Sabi nila, there is a pera in the basura. There is money in garbage. That is why when you convert this solid waste by using incineration, and it will convert those ashes, those burnt ashes, into energy or electricity, and it can be used, of course. So advantages of incineration: minimum of land is needed, of course, compared to other disposal methods. The weight of the waste is reduced to 25% from 100. So this is waste reducing method. No risk of polluting local streams, grounds, waters as in the landfill. Incineration plants can be located close to residential areas. Gases are used to generate power, but the disadvantages is very expensive to have that kind of plant. The incineration plant required also experts, the skilled labor. The chemicals that would be released into the air could be strong pollutants and may destroy ozone layer. That's a problem of incineration because there is smoke or gases coming out from the chimney of the plant and eventually might damage again the ozone, the almost damaged ozone layer of the earth. High energy requirement. There is a high energy or too much heat required to burn all the solid materials, make that solid waste materials. Let's continue. Compaction. Compacting. I think this is an old method, but anyway, might be applicable still today. The waste is compacted or compressed. It also breaks up a large of fragile items of waste. This process is conspicuous in the feed at the back end of many garbage collection vehicles. Deposits refuse at bottom of slope or best compaction and control of blowing litter. The pyrolysis, somewhat new. Okay guys, this is some kind of new technology in reducing waste. Pyrolysis is defined as thermal degradation of waste in the absence of air to produce char, pyrolysis oil, and syngas. Example, the conversion of wood to charcoal. Also, it is defined as destructive distillation of waste in the absence of oxygen. External source of heat is employed in this process. Okay, so how do we make biogas? So biogas typically refers to a mixture of different gases produced by the breakdown of organic matter in the absence of oxygen. Biogas can be produced from raw materials such as agricultural waste, manure, municipal waste, plant material, sewage, green waste, or food waste. It is a renewable energy source and in many cases exerts a very small carbon footprint. Do we have problems with plastic? Disposal of waste plastic is a major problem until today. It is non-biodegradable. Burning of this waste plastic causes environmental pollution. It will damage the ozone layer. The what we call the fluorocarbon. It mainly consists of low-density polyethylene. Okay, to find its utility in bituminous mixes for road construction, laboratory performance studies were conducted in bituminous mixes. Laboratory studies prove that waste plastic enhances the property of the mix. Improvement in properties of bituminous mix provides the solution for useful disposal of plastic waste. Well, there is what we call plastic roads so that we can reuse plastic. In the future, there will be plastic hollow blocks and plastic bricks that can be used in green architecture. Plastic use in road construction is not new. Recent studies in this direction have shown some hope in terms of using plastic waste in road construction. Plastic roads mainly use plastic carry bags, disposal cups, PET bottles that are collected from garbage dumps as an important ingredient of the construction material. When mixed with the bitumen, plastics melt to form an oily coat over the aggregate and the mixture is laid to the road surface like a normal tar road. So that's a good idea. Plastic anyway is pliable and can be bent and will not cause the road to crack. And I guess that's the future of road construction. Advantages of this plastic thing: no cracking or potholes. That's what I've said a while ago. Resistance to water, reduce cost of maintenance, reduce stress on bitumen, which is not unlimited resource either. Disadvantages: cleaning process. Well, the cleaning process. Toxics present in the commingled plastic waste would start leaching during the road laying process. In the presence of chlorine will definitely release noxious HCl gas. After road laying, it is open that the first rain will trigger leaching as the plastic will merely form a sticky layer. The components of the road, once it has been laid, are not inert. Now let's go to the Philippines Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of year 2000, Republic Act 9003. This law aims to This law aims for the reduction of solid waste through source reduction and waste minimization measures, treatment and disposal of solid waste in accordance with ecological sustainable development principles. Problem with Philippine laws are there are too much talk than walk. Okay, guys, you know what I mean. Lawmakers in the Philippines are actually doing good on making it to the paper. That's why there are a lot of talks but lesser walk. Okay, you know what I mean. It is also aims to ensure the proper segregation, collection, transport, storage, blah blah blah, That's what I talk about, that these lawmakers are very fluent in making reports and literature, or making formula for their laws, but in action, in doing it in actual, well, what I said is more talk than walk. Okay? In Tagalog, magaling sa salita, wala sa gawa. There are so many Republic Act on solid waste, but still today, guys, did you notice we are still using the ancient way of collecting and throwing waste into the open cut landfill that full of flies, mosquitoes, that actually bring plague into that nearby towns. Okay guys, so here are some review on what we're talking about a while ago. The 3 R's of RA 9003 are reduce, recover, and recycle. And the types of waste according to our source: household or domestic waste, commercial waste or industrial waste. And of course guys, your test or your quiz is coming up next, so prepare your bond paper, and your answered sheets will be sent right into our Google Classroom via Hand It In, or you can just directly send it to email. And here we go with the questions. Okay guys, here are the 6 questions on waste management, mastering the basics. Okay, and well, you know what to do. Send your answered sheet or answered paper to our Google Classroom, Hand It In, or you can send it right directly to the email. Alright, first question is, how do the 3 categories of municipal solid waste, compost, recycling, and landfill differ from each other? Number 2, why are landfills environmentally harmful? Number 3, what are the current executive orders on waste management? These are awesome questions, guys. What are the common barriers to implementing waste diversion programs? Number 5, what are the benefits of maximizing waste diversion? And last number, what waste management services does your locality provide? Well, that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and the most important is you make a lot of comment into our YouTube channel so that you will be noticed, and that will be your attendance. Thank you so much, and ciao for now.